بسم الله وبه بدينا ولو عبدنا غيره شكينا وحبد رب حبدينا اللهم صل على محمد كلما ذكر الذاكرون وصل على محمد كلما غفل عن ذكر الغافلون. عن أنس رضي الله عنه قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم آية الإيمان حب الأنصار وآية النفاق بغض الأنصار. رواه البخاري. وقال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يعني فيهم اللهم أنتم من أحب الناس إلي اللهم أنتم من أحب الناس إلي. I mentioned previously when we discussed the departure of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam from this world, there are many ahadith which Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam has set as a measuring stick, an examination of the state of our iman. Like we can measure our salah, have you made 5 or you made 4? Iman also has measures which Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam has given us. One of this is the hadith I recited, that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, a sign of iman, that you are truly a believer, is that you love the Ansar. And a sign of being a hypocrite, that you are just pretending to be a Muslim, is that you have hatred for the Ansar. Who are the Ansar? Ansar literally means helpers. It is those Sahaba, those companions of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the people of Medina, that as the name indicates, that were there as the helpers of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That their help is of such a status that through which Islam reached us, that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam has made that an examination. If you want to know if you are Muslim, is there love for the Ansar in your heart? If you want to know that if you're only pretending to be a Muslim, you hate the helpers of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. In the second hadith, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam addressed them and said, by Allah, you are the most beloved people unto me. By Allah, you are the most beloved people unto me. So what is it of the Ansar that they have such a status in the eyes of Allah and His Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam, that till Qiyamah, if you want to know if you are Muslim or not, you have to judge your relationship with the helpers of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Summarize is so simple. It is in the name. They were those who helped Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. When the whole world was against Islam, setting out to destroy Islam, they were the only people who separated themselves from the entire world and answered the call of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. So amazing is their status that if you are those who study Arabic, which you want to know what the Quran says, and you want to draw closer to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, it is his language, you would know that with nouns we start with a singular, one Muslim, and then we go to plural, many Muslimun. This name Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam gave him, Ansar, is against all the laws of Arabic, that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam started with the opposite, with the plural. Because of your help, you are the Ansar. And going from plural to singular, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam broke the laws of Arabic out of their status, that you have one Ansari. There is so much that can be discussed of the status of the Ansar and the relationship with Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The Battle of Uhud, you would know inshallah. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam set out with an army of 1,000 to face the idol worshippers of 3,000. 1,000 versus 3,000. But as they set out, of that 1,300 were munafiqun, hypocrites. And they turned away, leaving Muslims now 700. Now 700 versus 3,000. And now even the Muslims were now feeling disheartened. Now we already are outnumbered 3-1. Now is it even worse? Some amongst the Ansar felt so disheartened, they intended also to abandon the battlefield. Abandon Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam alone on the battlefield. But Allah strengthened their heart and they stayed. Nevertheless, understand the circumstances, that this is not one of the incidents where they did something good. This is where they intended to do something bad. Somebody does something good. Your father, your child does something good, and you praise the child at that moment. That is understandable. Somebody does something bad, angry. That's not the time you praise them. Who does that? Your wife makes you angry, your child makes you angry, your student makes you angry. That's not when you praise them. I have such a brilliant child, student, wife. That is when you're angry. But the status of the Ansar is so great in the eyes of Allah that never mind when they did something great in the eyes of Allah, at this time, when they intended to be disobedient, Allah revealed in the Quran, when the two groups amongst you intended to be weak, to be cowardly and abandon Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, yet Allah continues, Allah declares unto that Qiyamah, Wallahu waliyuma. But Ansar, you are so beloved unto Allah. Allah declares, Wallahu waliyuhuma. Allah declares, you are my friends, I am your friend. Allah did not declare this when the Ansar did something good. Allah declared this at the time of their weakness. Imagine the greatest deed you ever do in your life. There's no Quran going to come down to say Allah is your friend. The Ansar of such status that never mind when they were being disobedient, at that moment Allah revealed Quran, that Allah declares the Ansar are His friend and Allah is the friend of the Ansar. Can you understand that? Those of us who might know a bit about the Ansar, would know about the qualities, the generosity, the preference unto others. I'm not going to touch onto that because Sheikh Ibrahim already shouted me for time. So I'm just going to focus on the relationship with Allah and His Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. However, there is one thing I would like to rectify, because it just goes on and on forever, and it is our duty to rectify what is wrong. Imam Bukhari mentions that when the people, the Muhajirun, migrated from Makkah and they came to Medina, one Ansari, Sa'd bin Rabi radiallahu anhu, he approached his brother from Makkah, Abdurrahman bin Auf radiallahu anhu, one Ansari and one Muhajir. And he said, I'll give you from my property. I have multiple wives. You choose which one you want. I will divorce her and you can marry her. And Abdurrahman radiallahu anhu refused this completely. So what happened? It was one Ansari, one Muhajir. An offer was made and an offer was refused. We continue with this fairy tale amongst us that the Ansar as a group divorced their wives and gave their wives to the Muhajirin. This is false. This never ever happened. This is not what is in the hadith books. Number one, you have lied against, at the very least, you have lied against Imam Bukhari. This is not what Imam Bukhari said. Above that, you have lied against the Ansar of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. I mean, think about it. Are women commodities? Are they a loaf of bread that my brother's hungry here? Take my wife. No feeling for your wife? Is that what Islam teaches us? If they had children, never mind the children, I'm just shoving my wife aside here. Another man can take my wife, another man can take the mother of my children. Is that what the Ansar would have done? Is that their status in the sight of Allah? That is not what the hadith says. Where have we made this up? Hadith says something simple and we've expanded to something complete. And over and above that, You have insulted Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam came to give dignity to our women. Teach us kindness. What kind of dignity would Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam keep quiet? All these hundreds of women, they're just being shoved aside. Never mind their feelings. Never mind the feelings of the children. So please, when we mention things of deen, please research properly. Consult the ulama. There was no such incident that happened. All the hadith mentioned is that one offer was made between one man and it was refused. It never ever happened. After the Battle of Hunayn, after the conquest of Makkah, the Ansar began to speak amongst themselves that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam only came to us because he had no choice. He was thrown out of Makkah. But a man would want to be in his own town. He would want to return to Makkah now. He can return to Makkah. A man would want to be with his own people. He is not of us. He is Quraysh. He wants to live with the Quraysh. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam will leave us now. When Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam heard this, gathered them and he said, فَمَاذَا أُسَمَّى إِذَنْ? If I should do that, should I abandon you? I do not deserve to keep this name of Muhammad. How can I call myself Muhammad if I should do this? Al-mahya mahyakum wal-mamat mamatukum. My life will be with you and my death will be with you. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam chose. He's a man of Makkah. He loved Makkah. But out of respect for the Ansar, clearly states, out of respect for the Ansar, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam chose to end his days in Medina Munawwara, where he was buried, and that's where we visit Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, in Medina, not Makkah, although he preferred Makkah, but out of his love for the Ansar, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam chose to stay in Medina. Those brothers who have not completed the Sunnah, please complete your Sunnah. Khutbah will be after the English. Thereafter, another incident, the Battle of Hunayn. The Muslims won. Booty was collected. In this battle, the people of Makkah, this was the first time they had joined. They were new Muslims that they had joined in the battle. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam gave the booty to the people of Makkah and did not give anything to the Ansar. This upset particularly the youngsters amongst the Ansar. They said, "Inna hada la'ajaban yaghfirullahu li rasulihi yu'ti Quraishan wa yatrukuna wa suyufuna taqturu min dimahim idha kanat shadidatan fa nahnu nud'a wa yu'ti al-ghanima ghayrana." They said, this is very strange. May Allah forgive His Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that He has given everything to them and left us empty-handed, whereas our swords is still dripping with their blood. They were kafirs yesterday. When things were tough, used to call us and I gives them everything. That's how the youngsters spoke. These words reached Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Again, picture this. This is not when the Ansar did something excellent. This is the time when the actions were but less than excellent. But what is the amazing response of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam gathers them. Only Ansar allowed in this gathering. Ya ma'ashar Ansar, ma hadi maqala balaghatni ankum. O Ansar, I've heard some words. Is these words true that reached me? The chiefs of Ansar said, Ya Rasulullah, it is hadithat al-asnan. It is our youngsters. Our youngsters speak like this. We did not say this. And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam repeated, you don't have a better answer to give me? What answer can we give you? وَبِمَاذَا يُجِيبُكَ يَا رَسُولَ اللَّهِ. We do not have an answer to give you. Allah and His Rasul have been most kind unto us. And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam rebuked them further. Alam ajidkum dulalan hadakullahu bi. Is it not that you were astray? You were idol worshippers. And through me, Allah gave you hidayah. Allah guided you. وَكُنْتُمْ مُتَفَرِّقِينَ فَأَلَّفَكُمْ بِي. You were at each other's throats. For smallest of things, you used to fight 40-year wars, kill each other. And through me, Allah made you into brothers. وَآلَةً فَأَغْنَاكُمُ اللَّهُ بِي. You were poor. There was nothing here in Medina. Only the Jews in Medina had any wealth. You had nothing. And through me, Allah brought you wealth. And this is how you speak today? We have no answer to give you, O Rasulullah. You have been most kind unto us. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, Ya ma'ashir al-Ansar, O ma Ansar, لو شئتم لقلتم وصدقتم وصدقتم. Had you wished, you could have said these words unto me. And had you said this unto me, I would have said it true. O my Ansar, why did you not tell me into my face? جئتنا مكذبا فصدقناك. O Muhammad, your own people called you a liar, and we were the only people in the world who believed in you. ومخذولا فنصرناك. And O Muhammad, your own people abandoned you, and we were the only people to help you. وطريدا فآويناك. And O Muhammad, your own tribe, your own family threw you out of Makkah, and we were the people who gave you shelter in Medina. وعائلا فواسيناك. And O Muhammad, your heart was sore, and we were the only people to give you comfort in this whole world. O my Ansar, why did you not tell this to me? And Ansar replied, no, it is we that owe kindness unto Allah and His Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam. And Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam was not finished. He said, let me explain. These people are new Muslims. Their iman is weak. I've given them something of the world to strengthen the iman. Your iman does not need this. I trust that you do not need these things of the world. أَمَا تَرْضَوْنَ يَذْبَ النَّاسِ بِالدُّنْيَا بِالشَّاةِ وَالْبَعِيرِ إِلَى بُيُوتِهِمْ وَتَرْجِعُونَ بِرَسُولِ اللَّهِ صَلَّى اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ وَسَلَّمْ إِلَى بُيُوتِكُمْ. Does it not make you happy? These people are taking things of this world home with them. What are they taking home with them? They're going home with sheep and camels. And what are you taking home with you? You are taking home with you Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Does this not please you? وَلَوْلَا الْهِجْرَةُ لَكُنْتُ إِمْرَأً مِنْ أَنْصَارٍ. If Allah had not decreed that I must make hijrah from Makkah and I must be a muhajir, I would have chosen to be one of you, one of the Ansar. ولو سلك الناس واديا وسلكت الأنصار شعبا لسلكت شعب الأنصار. If all the people of the world go into one spacious valley, and you, my Ansar, you go into one narrow glen, I will choose the narrow glen of the Ansar. Al-Waghfir al-Ansar, wa-abna'i al-Ansar, wa-abna'i al-Ansar. The Ansar wept so much that their beards were soaked with tears, and they called out, Radina bi Rasulillahi kisman wa hadda. Radina bi Rasulillahi kisman wa hadda. We are pleased to have Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam as our share, and we want nothing else. There's more to say, but time is up. Sheikh Ibrahim is going to shout me. So in conclusion, I would like to say again, please first of all, brothers, complete your sunnahs. Hadith Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam gave us as a test of iman. Ayatul imani hubbul ansar. A sign of iman that you are really a Muslim is that you love the Ansar of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That's you pass this test. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam gave second option, wa ayatul nifaq bughdul ansar. And a sign of being a munafiq, that you are not a Muslim, is that you hate the Ansar of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Like the Shia, they call all the Ansar, they say all the Shia were actually The Shia say all the Ansaar of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam were actually kafirs. So the Shias failed this test. But I would like to bring something to attention further beyond that. There is a third option. Not pass, not fail. Imagine me, for example, when I was a child, I wanted to become an astronomer, but I decided to do alim studies. So let's say now I decided, you know what, Muslims don't pay nice. Let me go back and get a degree in astronomy like I wanted to as a child. And I go and I say I want to write my exams at the university to get my degree in astronomy. What will they say? What are your qualifications? Never mind pass or fail this test. You don't even deserve to write the examination. You don't even enter the examination. So sadly to say, let us ask this about ourselves. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam has put this test in front of you. Love my Ansar, you are a Muslim. Hate my Ansar, you are not a Muslim. But let us ask ourselves. We know absolutely zero of the seerah biography of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Do we know anything about the Ansar of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Can we even mention 5 out of the thousands? 5 names. Can we name 5 names of the Ansar of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Do we even enter that examination? That are you Muslim or not a Muslim? Do you love the Ansar or you do not love the Ansar? Each of us know our own situation. All I can ask us is that for your own sake, for your own relationship with Allah and Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, become acquainted with the biography of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Get yourself a book, freely available, every language there is available, the biography of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You will draw closer to him, you will love him, you will love his Ansar, it will strengthen your iman, not benefit me, to benefit your akhirah. Allah make us all of the lovers of Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and all his Sahaba. Subhanallah bihamdihi.